Hey, Andrew from Media Award. This is just a really quick, on-the-spot review of a film that I've just recently watched, just the second finished, of a new found footage movie that has just been released in the UK, called A Night in the Woods. Now, this movie has been, I think, anticipated by quite a few people that I know. My friend Alex, he's really looking forward to this movie, and a few other people that I know on YouTube that also have put a lot of interest into this movie, being one of the good ones. And I've just finished it, and yeah, I'm disappointed, really disappointed, to be honest. It was just very, very basic. It was trying to be the next Blair Witch Project. It was trying to do something very similar on those lines, and there is some good in this movie in terms of the actual atmosphere, but as the actual characters and plot points and storyline wise, no, it fails quite quite big, to be honest. So yeah, this is just going to be a quick kind of my thoughts of this movie kind of thing review. I'm talking about, storyline, the characters, the genre, anything else I think that's important to mention about this movie. It probably will be with spoilers. I will be talking about the ending, so if you have not seen this movie, it's up to you if you want to continue watching. But to be honest, I'm going to give some pretty good valid reasons why I think you should go and watch some other good movies out there and not waste your time with this, to be perfectly honest. Okay, storyline. Storyline is about these three people, going into the woods for kind of like a night out, in a sense, just a kind of a camping trip, and before they go into the woods, they stop at this Irish bar type thing, and they come across this tale of this kind of huntsman, this type of hunter that basically puts crosses on your forehead and hangs you by the tree. Have you guessed the ending yet? Oh, unbelievable. And it's just very typical, storyline plot points. It's not very smart, to be perfectly honest. It's just, we go to this Irish pub, we go to these kind of, local townspeople, and there actually is an old guy in the movie saying, you think this is just a fairy tale, don't you? Your big cars and your big roads and stuff. It's not a tale. You shouldn't be going out there in those camps. You're gonna get killed. It's like, oh, unbelievable. And what do? They go out there anyway. Why? Because this is a found footage movie, and with most found footage movies, the characters are idiots. Okay. Let's talk about some of the characters before going to the main storyline. The characters who are introduced in this movie are mainly three people. Two of them are a couple. This American guy and a British woman. And we get this third character who is a cousin, which I'm going to get to in a minute. Now, the actual couple itself, we focus on them at the start of the movie, of course. A good portion of it is them. I think a good half an hour at least is them, talking back and forth kind of thing. We just love interest relationship and stuff, and they're kind of setting up certain, nightmares, certain situations. We get this kind of idea that she has like a bad relationship with her, father. She couldn't get over the fact that he died or something. Didn't really explain the reasons what happened to him or whatnot, but we kind of get that constant with reference back into the entire movie, back and forth kind of thing. Now, I actually like these characters when I started the movie. I thought they were interesting, just a little bit. It was just okay, fine. And I like the fact that they do into a bit of a modern references. It was funny because it was like it was an American guy and a British chick kind of getting together, and the American guy would take the piss out of the British chick, for being British kind of thing, and take the piss out of the British landmarks and stuff. And I actually felt that's quite funny, to be perfectly honest. I felt that kind of relationship actually worked, and it was a nice little banter between back and forth. Now we'll get this third guy, this mystery guy, into it, who is the so-called cousin. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a spoiler here. If you're not seen the movie, it's going to be a spoiler. Now we find out that this kind of nice guy, this kind of so-called cousin kind of thing, is an ex-lover of the British chick, and she almost pretty much sleeps with him. Let me put that into a full picture for you. A couple's camping trip in the middle of the woods. She brings along or invites along her ex-lover and almost sleeps with him as well. And you can see why this American guy, this ordinary guy, this nice chap that's doing a nice thing for his girlfriend, is a little paranoid and is a little jealous. Instantly, from that moment on, I hated that woman. I thought she was an absolute bitch and I wanted her to die. I thought, yes, this is going to be a found footage movie, this is going to be a huntsman out there in the forest, you're going to get killed and I want you to die, kind of thing. You know, talk about liking a character and then instantly hating her. Wow, seriously, I couldn't believe it. The moment I found that out, and the moment that she was about to sleep with the guy, I thought, you bitch, seriously, I couldn't believe it. I physically couldn't. So yeah, I hated the character. I didn't want to, you know, go off and die kind of thing. Don't care. And now the American guy, they choose some sort of an interesting kind of idea later on. They're making him out to be, he's a nice guy. That's a good portion of the movies. You know, he's a bit jealous. He's a bit paranoid in a sense. And we find out a little bit that he's a bit of a kind of a camera pedo in a sense. You know, he likes to take videos all the time, kind of thing, while he's in the house, while he's outside, and he's videotaped his girlfriend sleeping while she's had nightmares, and he's got like a laptop full of like files and pictures and stuff, and it's like, you know, he's making him off to be a bit, you know, not all there kind of thing, which, you know, I felt was a bit, I felt it was interesting, you know, it added a little something extra to the movie, but, you know, it ended up being like all these three characters started liking each other, and they all pretty much hated each other and wanted to die. And this British chick, after finding out the little secret on his laptop that he brought along, she was just not taking any risks. She wanted to get the heck out of there, and she wanted to kill him basically if she saw him. And the movie doesn't really go anywhere massively, to be perfectly honest. You know, it takes 45 minutes to actually something happens in this movie. The rest of it is just nothing but bantering back and forth and so-called character development, which some is interesting, some is setting up the main kind of plot, you know, it's going to happen later on in the movie. Others is just, you know, it's not going to happen now kind of thing. You know, it gets a little bit flat, it gets a bit boring, to be perfectly honest, and I don't like that with found footage movies. I mean, if they're interesting characters, then I don't mind that, but they were starting to really fall flat, and the editing was starting to get on my nerves a little bit. You know, at the start of the movie, you get this kind of thing like the police found the footage and they edited it appropriately to put it together, but it's like they've messed up scenes within the movie and they've had to put sort of glitches into it to make it look like found footage, and it's just like, yeah, I'm onto you kind of thing. Now, one good thing I like about this movie, I'm going to give this some good credit in this movie, it's the atmosphere. Now, the last 20 minutes actually gets a little bit more interesting, and I like the claustrophobic kind of edge to it. I like the atmosphere, because I recently went camping also in Cornwall, so I know the kind of feeling, and I like the idea that she kind of gets separated. She ends up being alone by herself, this woman, and the other two go off and they just disappear, they don't know where they've gone kind of thing, and she's very alone, and she takes the camera to try and find him, and you get this kind of really quiet nighttime feel, and it's like the bugs are out kind of thing, like owls and all that type of stuff, and you get that really atmosphere, you get that kind of nighttime atmosphere of the movie, and I thought that was one of its strongest points. You know, as I was watching, thinking, interesting, something is going to happen any second now, and it rarely does something happen. To be perfectly honest, the only things that would creep me out was probably 2 jump scares, and to be honest, they actually were pretty decent jump scares, and that's about it, to be perfectly honest. Good atmosphere and 2 decent jump scares, that's about it, to be honest. You know, the ending, the 2 guys that they find, she finds them later on, they've gone all nuts and crazy kind of thing, and I'm assuming that the huntsman has got them in a sense, and you kind of see, like, you know, the actual hang tree, and you see like the graves and stuff, so obviously there is something out there taking them out one by one, and you don't actually get to see it in the movie, it's just suggested that it's out there kind of thing, so it's a supernatural thing, I'm guessing, by the looks of it. But it just ends basically, she gets killed, basically assumedly she gets killed, you know, they drops the camera, a lot of huge screaming, and then just ends with a little bit of a montage in a sense. That's about it at the movie, to be perfectly honest. You know, it's nothing worthwhile, you know, there's nothing really exciting about this movie. I would not recommend a purchase. I would not recommend I watched, to be perfectly honest. Go and watch the Asylum tapes, go and watch Grave Encounters. They're much better movies. You're going to get more for your time and effort. This is an hour and 20-minute movie, and I regretted it, to be honest, watching it. It's nothing special. I stayed with it to the end because I wanted to see if there actually was anything good, worthwhile in this movie, and there wasn't really, apart from a bit of a good atmosphere, to be perfectly honest. That's only because I've gone camping myself and I got that kind of experience within that movie. So that's about it, to be perfectly honest. The characters become really flat and dull, and I start to hate them later on in the movie. So you're gonna get characters which you don't like for a lot of good reasons in the movie. Of course, fucking the girl trying to sleep with her ex-boyfriend, while still a boyfriend's gone missing into the forest. Then you have the American boyfriend of the movie, which starts off being a nice character which you like, then turns into a bit of a jealous, bit of a paranoid guy, then turns into a bit of a camera pedo in a sense, the files we saw, then turns into a nutter, and to be perfectly honest, he's probably the only character in this entire movie which I actually enjoyed, actually liked, just for the reasons, for a slut of a girlfriend actually did, to be perfectly honest. Third character, Leo, which is a bit of a kind of an untrustworthy, shady type guy, and when you find he's the ex-lover of the girlfriend, you instantly don't like him and you just want him to die also. So the movie offers some characters which you just don't like, don't care about, and that kind of 45 minutes of character development, plot points, doesn't really mean anything in a sense, because once you find out certain things, you instantly don't care, and you just want the movie to scare you or be over, kind of thing. You want those credits to go up, kind of thing. And as a found footage movie by itself, I felt it didn't bring anything really new apart from the kind of nighttime shooting atmosphere. That was probably the only thing good about it. Mainly the reason I like that is because I went camping myself, so I kind of got that kind of experience, that type of knowledge. That's probably the only reason why I liked it. Other people might feel differently, but as an actual found footage movie, techniques and style and camera techniques, I felt it was very disappointing. It just didn't bring anything new to the found footage genre. It was very basic, it was just amateur, very, very amateur. I'm going to give The Night in the Woods a disappointment. I would recommend just a one-off watch just to see what you think of the movie. You might feel different, you might like it, you might not. Nothing really worthwhile happens in this movie, so don't expect anything to actually happen apart from a couple of jump scares. I would not recommend this on a purchase. I would not recommend this on a rental. I think this is an online one-off watch only if you're genuinely that interested in this movie. So that has been my opinions on A Night in the Woods. I hope you liked this review. What have you seen the movie? What do you think? Do you think it was a good movie? Do you think it was bad? Love to know. Comment down below. Love to have discussion. So in the meantime, this is Andrew from Media from TV. Signing out.